Hi guys, and welcome back to the Football Manager 14 series that I'm doing on the channel, loading the last save with Manchester United. So over the past week or so, I've been talking to friends and who play Football Manager, and they've been saying that how ridiculously overpowered the 3-5-2 can be if you play it right. So what I'm going to do now is I've selected a few right wing backs that I want to use because I've got a left wing back in Patrice Evra. And I'm going to look at some players who I could possibly bring into the squad if funds allow it. So I will meet you back in a second when I've got the short list of the players. Alright guys, and welcome back now. I've got a short list of players here that I think might be of use to me over the time that I'm going to be doing this. I think it will be a season at least. Well, it definitely will be a season at least. I've got 12 million transfer budget, and these are the players that I was thinking of bringing in. Cuadrado, now it's going to be a 3-5-2 with defensive wingers. So Cuadrado, he's more of an attacking threat at 11.75 million. I'm not too sure about him. Davide Santon can play as a wing back, but also can play as a midfielder as far as I'm concerned. But I'm looking at more of a attacking midfielder and a defensive one at the same time, and I think he's more of a defensive one. Now, Maicon from Roma, 3.8 million. He's old, 31, but I think he's still got a lot of time in him. If you look at his stats, dear God, they are impressive. There's a lot of high, 18 off the ball, 16 long throws, 16 crossing. That's going to be one of the stats that we're really looking at. Bravery, not so much. Strength, that's impressive. So he's a definite target. Mattia De Sciglio. Now he's young, he's 3.6 million, he's 20, and he comes from AC Milan. But if we have a look at the stats of a 20-year-old and compare him to Maicon, who's 31, he's not too far off. He's got high crossing, high determination, and high pace. So this might be another player that we're looking at. He can also play left and right wing back, which would be really handy. Lucas from Botafogo. I've been on some of the Football Manager forums and things like that, and apparently this guy's supposed to be very good. He's 2.9 million. He's 25. He's nice little stats there. So I'm severely impressed with him as well. But he's just a right wing back. And then Alex Grimaldo, who's a left wing back, who might just be one for the future. I might buy him and loan him out for half a season, see how he does. But he's got very impressive stats there. 17, and look at all of that. I'm impressed. So what I'm going to do with all of these players, first of all, I think I'm going to cross Cuadrado off. I'm going to remove him from the shortlist. Yep, I'm happy with that. So we come back here now. And I also needed to look at centre backs because United, we've got some impressive centre backs, but maybe it needs a bit of strength and maybe a bit more depth. So I went to Porto and I looked at Diego Reyes, who also looks really impressive. 3.4 million. This guy looks good. If we highlight the key attributes for the role, central defender, just defend. I mean, look, impressive again. But there's a few blurred out, which I'll explain in a minute. What we're going to do about that. And then Daria from Botafogo as well, another one that's really, really high in demand on the Football Manager forums, and you can understand why. I mean, if you look at the stats, he's 18, and there's a lot of 15s, 13s, 12s. That's really good for this kid's age. So we're going to be looking at him as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to scout all of the players. I'm going to get my scout to have a look at them so I can start to get the stats a bit more clear so we can see who we really want to sign. But right now I'm seriously looking at De Sciglio and Reyes are the two players that I've really got my eyes on. But I'll see you back in a second. Okay guys, so we're back now and all of the scout reports have come through. So first we're going to have a look at Reyes from Porto. He believes he has no intention of joining the club at this time. I'm still going to add as a transfer target because I think he's one of the players that I really want to buy. He's 3.4 million as well. Current ability not great, potential ability 4. That's great. Daria would be interested in joining the club, but that's a hefty price. I don't think I'm willing to pay that much. So I'm going to add him as a transfer target and see if I can get him for a low 7 million. De Sciglio would be interested again. That's impressive. Potential ability as well, that's not bad. Maicon, he has no interest in signing. That's fine. I can deal with that. Maicon. Lucas, extremely interested, and if you look at this, he probably would be available from 525k to 725k. He's valued at 2.9 million. That's really good. I'm going to add him as a transfer target, and if I can get him low like that. that'll be great. But the potential and current ability isn't too impressive, and Grimaldo, he has no intention of joining, so that's okay. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new tactic, and I will see you back in a second. So here we are now. We're looking at the match preparation. We got an email through before all of the scout reports, and it would appear that we need another tactic to be put in. So I'm going to get rid of the 4-4-2, and I'm going to add a tactic, okay, and I'm going to open the tactic creator. So we're going to play an interesting formation that's going to look a little bit like this. But the midfielder here is going to be an attacking midfielder, and these two are going to be defensive midfielders. And these here are going to be defensive wingers, okay? So we want fluid, and we want to control the game, because we have a team that's good enough to do that, I think. The midfielders, they're going to be defensive wingers here. This one is going to be an advanced playmaker, deep lying midfielder, and we want a box-to-box as well. And then the strikers, yeah, I'm happy with a deep lying forward and an advanced forward. Player duties, that's going to be to support, yeah, I'm happy with all of that. Defend, yeah. No, I want him to attack, that's what his role is going to be. 3-5-2. Defense. That's going to be the name of the tactic. Next on the summary, finish. Okay, brilliant. So if we go over to Manchester United and take it to the... this is what I don't like to have a look at the team like this. I prefer to look at it as a tactic like this. This is what I like to see here. So what it's going to involve is Mata is going to drop there, Fellaini here, Raphael, I'm going to switch him out, Vidic, Evra's going to be this side, and as a defensive winger he can start there, and I'm just going to drop that back there, that back there. I am happy with that. And then defensive winger, defensive winger. These two here. So that's going to provide some real cover for the defence now. But what we are going to do is we're going to put Phil Jones in instead of Raphael. And yeah, we're going to need a central defensive midfielder. So we'll see who we can find for that position. Not too keen on Rio Ferdinand playing. I mean, he's got fantastic stats, but he's 34, I'd rather have this as a back line. But what I'm going to do is, if I can find a centre-back, I'm going to replace Smalling with that centre-back. But right now, we'll stick Michael Carrick in there. Evra there. But what we can do with Evra is we can put Young onto this side and put Antonio Valencia over here. Now, I'm looking to offload these two players, which is interesting decision. Now that I'm taking this tactic, I can see why people will be a bit shocked by that. But Kago's injured, so we're going to put Danny Welbeck, who I don't really want either, into that position, and I'll put Johnny Evans in instead of Cleverly. Okay, fantastic. That's one tactic done. So we got a friendly against Bromby, which is a Swedish club, I do believe. And we're going to try this tactic out. We're going to put some bids on some players before we go into the match, though. And I'm going to be specifically looking at the defender and the wingers. So I'll put some bids on and I'll see you in a second. And we're back, guys, and as I put them on the transfer targets, Reyes, the target has failed. Steve Round has announced that his attempts to capture Diego Reyes has ended in failure, so he's just not interested. So there's some business there which I'm not really interested in. Wow, 10.5 million. I'm going to walk away from that, and I'm going to do the dealings myself. I'm not going to leave him to do it anymore. Diego Reyes, transfer, make an offer. Overall value, I'm going to put him at 3.4. Suggested terms, happy with that. Isn't acceptable. Oh, okay. So let's go 6 mil. Make an offer. And if we go back onto my name, into the shortlist, we're going to look here at Deschiglio. Yeah, that, and transfer, make an offer. 3.6, suggest the terms. 11.25. Wow, no thanks. Cancel that offer. So we can. That makes things a lot harder. In fact, one thing that I do want to do while I'm here is I want to go into tactics, and I'm gonna put these two as defensive. No. I'm going to keep it as that. In fact, yeah, I'm going to keep it as that. And then back into my name, onto the short list again. I think what I really want now is a centre back. So we've put the bid in for Diego Reyes. Let's continue and let's go into the friendly so you guys can watch a match rather than this sort of boring stuff. Match preview. Team select. Bromby play 5 at the back. That's an interesting way of doing things. And wow, everyone is shattered. But everyone's shattered, so there's no way of getting around that. Submit the team. Let's do it. There's going to be a lot of rolling subs, I should think, because everyone is absolutely knackerooned. Continue to team talk. None of that generally interests me. Tell the players to try and make an impression. Let's go passionate. This place is up for grabs. Listened. Everyone's listening, that's good. At least they listen here. And now we've jumped into the match, and what we're going to do is I'm going to come back and speak to you when there's a goal or any bit of interesting. Ow, damn. So I didn't even need to bring back, because there's a goal. Bromby have scored in the first minute, and that looks like the 3-5-2 formation has just been taken apart. The wingers have just been, yeah, that's embarrassing, really, isn't it? Okay guys, I'll see you when something else happens. And we're back again, and we have equalised. It's at the 11th minute, and Wayne Rooney has scored for us with Valencia going down the wing, Carrick passing it into Mata. Mata finds Rooney, and Rooney slots it into the bottom left corner past the Bromby keeper. Well done. See you in a bit. Okay guys, we're back now, and what I'm going to do is, the possession really hasn't been impressive, so we're going to go shorter passing, work the ball into the box. Run at the defence. The defence has got 5 at the back, so it's going to be interesting to see if we can get past that. And I want to exploit the middle. So that's the way it's going to work. Okay, and now it's half time. So let's give the team talk. We're doing well. No, I'm not too keen on that actually. I don't think we're doing that well. We need more spirit and fight out there. Chris Smalling, you've switched off anyway. Whatever. Okay, guys, back into the game. I'll catch up with you in a bit. And we're back really quickly now, and Bromby have scored in the 47th minute. Preben Ramussen has scored a header from a corner, and that's, yeah, wow, that's not impressive at all. We can't concede corners. That's just not the way that I want to bring this team together. It's just not through conceding corners. But what we are going to do now is we're going to make some substitutions. We've got Ferdinand. I'm going to bring him on for Vidic because he is knackered. We are Rooney on 30. Wow, Hernandez, on you come, son. Confirm that for now, and we'll see if that does anything. See you in a bit. What we're going to do now, guys, is another substitution in the 69th minute. Patrice Evra on for Ashley Young as a defensive winger, which is going to be a new way of doing things, because he's not the... Yeah, see, Ashley Young is exhausted. Robin van Persie's picked up a knock. That's not what we need. We're going to sub that because he's a really important player, and we're going to bring on Danny Welbeck, which pains me to do it, but we're going to do it anyway. Okay, two more substitutions. That's 4 subs overall in a friendly. Let's see how it goes. Alright guys, we played Bromby and we lost 2-1. I'm going to have to get aggressive. I'm far from pleased with that result, and I hope they get fired up because that was an embarrassment for United. But for now, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed everything that I've done right now. It's, you know, it's having a look at players. I hope it hasn't been too boring, but yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.